What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. It's finally time to talk San Francisco Giants. We're going to go through everything. We're going through the roster, going through the lineup, going through the rotation, going through the bullpen, going through the prospects. So if you're a Giants fan, you want to strap in. We even have SF Bay Area Sportstalk here to talk about this. And it's been a long time since we've had Travis on the channel. How you been doing?
Oh, man, I've been doing fantastic. How have you been doing, Eric?
Man, I'm hanging in there, just trying to get through this, get baseball. I'm so glad it looks like we're going to have baseball. Hopefully they'll have fans in the stands. I have no idea what's going on, but at least we got a semi-regular season. The Giants, I mean, just thinking about the Giants here this offseason, it looks like they're kind of going not all the way like the Padres, but they have made some nice additions, and a lot of guys are coming off the book soon. So I think the Giants are looking for a big explosion, in the next 2-3 years. I don't know about this year, but we're going to get into that. But what do you think, kind of overall thoughts of the offseason? And I'll bring up the arrivals so you can see, who's now kind of on the team or who's been added. What do you think of the offseason, just overall thoughts?
Yeah, I think I've been very happy with how the offseason has gone. I feel like we've added a lot of depth, to our starting rotation. We've signed Alex Wood. Of course, remember him with the Dodgers. And, also he looked really good, in the World Series. And so, being able to have that kind of stuff going for him, I think he can have a big year potentially for us. And then, of course, Anthony DeSclafani, another great pitcher from the Reds and starting pitcher. And I think he's another great guy that, can contribute very well for us. And then we brought back, I thought it was very important, bringing back Kevin Gausman, on a 1-year deal. Because, I thought, he did very well for us last year. We had him on a 1-year deal. And I felt like, with how great he pitched last year, he earned the chance to come back here. And, he really enjoyed his time with the Giants. And so I'm happy to have him back. We made moves in the bullpen, brought in Matt Wisler, a guy who had a 1.07 ERA with the Twins. I mean, that is amazing. And, he throws the slider. I couldn't believe it when I, saw the numbers, but he throws it 85% of the time. And, just wonder how he doesn't throw his arm off throwing a slider that much. But, it's such an effective pitch for him. And so I think, he's a guy that could step right in high leverage situations, get us some big outs, key strikeouts. We brought in lefty Jake McGee from the Dodgers. And he's another guy, 34-year-old veteran who, when we think back to, guys like Tony Watson, how, these guys, they contribute. So McGee is another one of those guys that I feel like could make a nice impact. Yeah. And we also brought in depth, Tommy LaStella, middle infield depth, guy that can come off the bench, pinch hit, in maybe in the 9th inning, you try to win a game. We saw him beat us with a home run last year. So, I think, like you said, the Giants right now with a lot of money coming off the books at the end of this year, I think we're going to be positioned to, make a big splash in free agency, next offseason and reel in a big fish. But I like what, the front office has done. I feel like this team can still potentially win now. We're not obviously trading the future for the now. We're building a team that, is going to be able to compete right now and, deep into the future. As, play as many meaningful baseball games as deep into the season as we can.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that they did what was necessary. This offseason, just adding, showing that we're still trying to compete by adding, the guys you said, Jake McGee, Tommy LaStella, Lamont Wade Jr., Alex Wood, Kurt Casale, John Brevia. All these are solid names. DeSclafani, very solid. Trump is back. A lot of good, solid names, even though it's not exactly like the crazy, Padres who are just, getting MVPs and Cy Young Award winners and just, they're obviously going for it. But once all these names come off the books here in 22 and especially 23, I think we only have like 1 or 2 guys on the entire team we're still going to be paying under contract by then. So the Giants can go crazy in free agency. Maybe, we can be looking like that's what I think I'm hoping for. We can have that big offseason, be the Padres of this year in the next year or two.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. When I think yeah, you look at San Diego. I mean, yeah, they were in a similar situation. Yeah, they weren't competitive, and so then they started to build things up, and yeah, they got something great going there, and yeah, they've really done an outstanding job. And last year they had that nice breakout season for a lot of their young players, and they have one of the best players in the game, and Fernando Tatis Jr. And so, yeah, I think, the Giants have kind of been that team, right now, building, our young talent. Our farm system now, I think, is ranked top 10, maybe even top 5 now. And yeah, before we used to be, in the bottom tier ranks with prospects. And yeah, so I think, we can be that team, to make all those big moves, say in the offseason, and yeah, be like where the Padres are heading into this year. And also we could do what San Diego did last year, make the playoffs and build from that. So I think, yeah, that's our goal. We got within one game last year, and yeah, just a frustrating way to, bitter taste in our mouth, the way the season ended. And yeah, we obviously won't get too much into that, but yeah, I'm just pumped to be right back here to get back at it this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of guys played well last year. I think season was, pretty much a success. When even though we didn't make the playoffs, we were in it till the last day. I know there was expanded playoffs. I know it was a shortened season, but that's not the Giants' fault. That's not our fault. We didn't, that we played by the rules and almost made the playoffs. And I think a lot of these guys, Solano. Here's the lineup, by the way, our potential lineup. This is not definite. Obviously, we could see Longo in there as well. But this lineup shows La Stella. We got Solano at second, who is ridiculous. Hitting over 300 every year, well over 300. Donnie Barrels, Yastrzemski was in MVP talks. Dickerson looks like the real thing. Posey should be back with hips, good as new, and just getting under that ball and crushing it. Brandon Belt was awesome last season, getting on base, hitting over 300. Crawford had a decent year. Dubon, this lineup's not bad. And you think about, the Giants coaching staff seems to be doing a great job getting the best out of everybody. So who knows? This could be another big season offensively. What do you think about this lineup?
Yeah, man, I absolutely love this lineup. And, I was so impressed with how well this team hit offensively last year, because I believe we did rank, somewhere top 10, I think, in a lot of major offensive categories, including batting average, hitting with 2 outs, 2-out RBIs. And yeah, I feel like, they can build off of what they did last year, and yeah, perhaps even be better. There's really almost not a weak spot, when you go through the lineup. Yeah, Tommy La Stella, yeah, of course, big presence there. And, we'll be able to, get a lot of starts. And, you can have, with Mike Yastrzemski, an MVP candidate. And, from the season he had 2 years ago, 2019, that breakout year. And he follows it up with a great season last year. And I think, Yastrzemski, I'll be honest, I feel like he is a sleeper MVP pick for me this year. I think, he can really become that type of player. Because, when I see how he's playing, his confidence, he's a guy that right now we're getting a chance to really see him, burst on the scene, late in his career, as he's now 31 years old. But yeah, so I'm so excited to see what Yaz does this year. And yeah, Alex Dickerson, he says he's feeling really healthy. I think he said, this is the best that he has felt at this time in spring training. And, you look at, he's been such a huge spark for us when he came over in 2019, coming through in clutch at bats, and then followed it up last year with a big year. So, this lineup, and then you got Posey now coming back. And, with Posey being healthy, I think we'll see Buster have, a solid year, 20 to 25 home runs, hit for average. And then Belt, Belt is another guy too that, I've always believed could hit, 30 to, or could hit 40 plus home runs. He's got that type of power. And but, the key, of course, is to stay healthy. And Crawford, I think he was saying he's determined to, have a big year this year. As, I think a lot of naysayers, doubting that what Crawford can do. So, I love Crawford's attitude. He's determined to prove everyone that's doubting him wrong. So I expect Crawford to, come in here and, bounce back. And then you got, Dubon playing in center field. His at-bats are so fun to watch. And, he's got power. He's fast. And I believe he did put on 12 pounds in the off season So, that is great. 12 pounds of muscle. And so we'll see if that contributes to him hitting more home runs this year. So I'm just pumped. I can't wait to see what this line do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's good, and you can't. And 2020 proved it. They were top 5 in batting average in all of baseball, not just National League. Top 5 in hits in all of baseball, and had more hits than the Dodgers. If anyone believes that, you can look it up. So they were absolutely incredible last year offensively, and I think a lot of credit goes to the new coaching staff. I mean, I don't know, but remember we had that whole revamped coaching staff with 2 hitting coaches and all that. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but something's been working.
Yeah, you're right. And I think it's all about, their approach at the plate. These hitters, they're coming up with a game plan. When they're on the on-deck circle, they're, reading the pitcher and, getting prepared for that at-bat. They're, watching video. And, yeah, they're doing all the right things and putting in that extra work. And, yeah, I feel like that's why you're seeing, this lineup, they can string together a bunch of hits. And, we saw it last year. I think the one game against Colorado, we scored 23 runs on like 28 hits or something.
Yeah, the outfield, we have names there. We got Austin Slater. He could earn his way to that lineup every day the way he was hitting last year. Steven Duggar's still around. He'll get another shot. So a lot of possibilities there as far as the bench goes. And, I mean, like I said, very deep. But I think let's just go ahead and jump into the pitching, because that is kind of the key thing right there. I mean, we're going to score the runs, assuming that we're right in what we're talking about, but is the pitching going to hold up? So here's a possible rotation, and you have Gausman, who we needed back, sent the qualifying offer. He grabbed it, so he'll be back, and he has that great splitter. Johnny Cueto, obviously a little bit past his prime, but, he's still deceptive. You got Disclafani, Alex Wood, and Aaron Sanchez, big signings. So, just to keep this, rotation decent. And like you mentioned earlier with some of the prospects like Webb and Tyler Beatty and guys like that. So we got some depth in the rotation. What do you think about it?
Yeah, we have I think 7, maybe even up to 10 potential rotation starters, guys that have, whether they've had experience or, and I think that's huge because, I mean, you never can have, I think, enough depth. And, when you have some young guys like a Tyler Beatty and a Logan Webb, those are guys that, they have tremendous upside. But, with them being so young and Beatty coming back, we don't know how his first year will be after Tommy John surgery. So, in the case that if you have the young guys struggle a bit, you have, these veteran starters that can come in there. So, yeah, I think, I like where this rotation is looking. And Cueto, obviously, he's still deceptive, and I still think, he's working really hard. So it'll be intriguing to see how he does this year. And yeah, so, I think this rotation will, pitch pretty well. And so we'll have to see,
Yeah. You need the depth with a rotation like this. Like you said, you have to have extra. And that's why they grabbed, like last year, I was questioning, the signing of Gausman and Smiley, but turned out we needed that extra depth. So I think this year, when they sign guys like Alex Wood and Aaron Sanchez, I'm like, good, because there's no guarantee, like you said, Beatty, no guarantee what we're going to get out of Beatty, no guarantee that Webb, even though Webb's a nice looking young arm, we don't know what we're going to get there. Gausman, Cueto, any of them could get hurt, any of them could struggle. It's not the strongest rotation, but when you have depth, you pick out the best 5, and hopefully it's good enough, with the offense to get some wins and at least hang in there. I don't think we're going to go, necessarily, win 100 games. But if this rotation could just kind of hang in there with that offense, I think, we can have a decent season.
Yeah, I think 100 games, that probably would be pushing it. Obviously, with the Dodgers, everyone is expecting them to win the division. And what's good is if we just go out there, play our brand of Giants baseball and compete, you never know. I mean, we could maybe at least be in the race. But, yeah, I think, the Giants, I think we have a good chance.
Oh, 100%. I mean, obviously the Dodgers and then Padres have all the superstars, but the Giants are a sneaky good team. I definitely think we're in line for a third place finish. And, you can get the wild card at third place technically because there's 2 wild cards. Would be tough, but I think we'll be right in there, kind of like 2019. Remember late July 20, we went on that run and we were kind of right there, fell apart, didn't work out, but something like that, just to be in a run, just to try to see what we can do while we kind of wait for these prospects. And we're going to get to the prospects in a minute, but first we should take a look at the bullpen. Yeah, let's take a look at this bullpen here. And Caleb Berger, Harlan Garcia, Tyler Rogers, Sam Selwyn, same kind of guys are coming back. Wandy Peralta, Reyes Moronta should be healthy. John Brebbia hopefully will be back soon. So what are your kind of initial thoughts on the bullpen, on the improvements that we made, and hopefully Reyes Moronta looking good again? And like last year, it was kind of hit or miss. Oftentimes they were really good, and then sometimes they would get hit hard.
Yeah, when I look at this bullpen, I think they're, going to improve on last year. And yeah, we went through, some growing pains, with a young bullpen. But yeah, with the, the experience under their belt, I think, they're going to perform well. And, Reyes Moronta, that's so huge. Getting him back, he could be a potential closer. He's got that hard slider, that 97, 98 mile an hour fastball. And then another guy that we got to see against the Dodgers, Camilo Doval, a 23-year-old right-hander who has a nasty slider, and his fastball can hit 100 miles an hour. And yeah, this is a guy that also could potentially be a future closer for the Giants. So yeah, I'm really excited to watch what he can do. And, Wandy Peralta, like you said, a lefty who, he pitched well for us last year. And Tyler Rogers, he had a decent year. I mean, when you look at the ERA, it doesn't tell you the whole story, because I think there was one game that, his ERA like really ballooned up, and, in the bullpen, it's hard to, make your ERA. You can lose like 2 points or something when you have a bad outing. But I think Rogers, with that deception of his, he can get you a big strikeout or, change up the look for hitters. And so I think he'll have a great year this year. And going through some, and then we brought in Matt Wisler, as we mentioned earlier. He throws the slider 85% of the time, and he had such a great year with the Twins. So he's another guy that I think that was a big signing, for us to get him. Caleb Berger, the lefty, another young guy that showed some promise last year. So I'm excited to watch what he can do. And Harlan Garcia, another, solid lefty.
Yeah, definitely not bad. Picked up Jake McGee, another Dodger last year, who had a great year, 2.66 ERA last season for the Dodgers. So picking up more talent from LA, which is good. And Shun Yamaguchi was an interesting signing because he was signed. I was pretty high on him when he got signed by the Blue Jays. He didn't do too great with the Jays, but we got a chance to see if we can get something out of him. So not a bad bullpen. I mean, like you said, not a really obvious shutdown closer unless someone steps up, like someone like Moronta steps up, or someone else, who knows, but potentially the potential is there. I just don't know. Just kind of depends on how things shake out. But I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can do, like Yamaguchi. It's going to be a fun season just to see, what we can get out of these guys and maybe make a little run at the same time. But if not, we got the future, and that's what I just wanted to cover and talk about some of our young prospects. Not all these guys we're going to see this year. Some of them might make an impact. Some of them we won't be seeing for a while. This is just the top 10 names. If there's anyone else here in the system that you're excited about, you throw them out too. But we got Joey Bart, should be just about big league ready. I think he needs a little more time in AAA, but we got Luciano, absolutely electric. Can't wait to see him. Ramos could make his big league debut this year. Bishop, it's looking good in spring training. Seth Corey's a beast. Patrick Bailey, the newcomer. Canario, and so on. Jella, we got a lot of names to be excited about. So which are some of the guys you think are going to be making an impact pretty soon for the Giants?
Yeah, well, first let's start with, Joey Bart. And last year, I feel like it was a good year to, get that experience for him. And I like what the Giants are doing this year. I believe they're going to start him out at AAA to begin the year. And so that way he can get those everyday at bats. And, I feel like, he'll probably tear it up down there in AAA, and we could maybe even see him get called up, say at the end of May or early June. And if we remember back in 2010, Posey got called up at the end of May after beginning the year in AAA and just raking down there. And so, Bart, you look at what he could do, his opposite field power. He can drive the ball with authority, to the opposite field. And so, I think he's going to be such a special player, and he's a great defender, great receiver behind the plate. And I think even in college, he was calling his own games. So, in college, usually some catchers get the signs, from the manager, but Bart was already getting that experience and, catching all the big name. Yeah. Big names he's caught when he got called up last year. That was huge, invaluable experience. Yeah, Marco Luciano, man, I'm so excited seeing him. I believe he stands in at 6'2", 178 pounds. And yeah, he looks a lot bigger than 178 pounds. But man, this guy is so special. Just 19 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. And yeah, I think he can really move through, the minor league system very fast. And, he could be potentially, a star in the future. That best case scenario, as we all hope. And then you got Hunter Bishop, a guy that I'm really excited to see. Grew up a Giants fan, I believe, from San Ramon. So that is an awesome story there. And you look at the pitchers, Seth Corey, another great starter there. You got Sean Jelly, who is I think 6'11". So the ball coming out of his hand is electric. And Helio Ramos, a guy that I think potentially we could see him get called up this year and make his debut, and a power hitting outfielder. And so I'm excited to see what this group can do. Alexander Canario, another great outfielder. But this farm system, just so much talent. And it feels great because a couple years ago we didn't have a farm system like what we do have today.
Yeah, this farm system is so much better than I remember just a few years back, So the farm system's getting better. It's going to keep getting better. There's other guys as well that we haven't even talked about. Will Wilson, I think, is still here. But we got a lot of good names. So definitely looking forward to it. And we'll be seeing these guys very, very soon in a Giants uniform. I'm so excited about Luciano and Bart, Bailey, just so many names here. But overall, I mean, the Giants in 2020 looking pretty good, looking like a chance to compete. I definitely don't see them falling any lower than third place. And who knows, like you said, anything could happen. It is baseball. The Central and the East are going to have their teams that are going to be pushing for a wild card. There's so many teams like, you get the East, the Mets are going to be good. The Phillies are going to be good. Obviously, Braves and the Central, Brewers looking good. Tons of teams, Cubs and Cardinals with so many teams. I think it's going to be one of those years, you have 9-10 teams, hanging on into that second wild card right up until the last couple weeks of the year. And from there, just hope for the best. So, I'm not saying Giants are going to, make the playoffs, but I think they will be in it.
Yeah. And, I think that's, realistic to, when we're looking at it. Yeah, I mean, of course, a lot of things do have to go right, when we're, talking about the rotation, guys that, the young guys. And again, this is a young team. So, if things go right and the puzzle pieces go together, then, they can make the playoffs. And so, when you look at last year in 2019, we were in it, until August and then fell out of it. And last year until the last game. So, I feel like this team will be in the race all the way till the end. And, if we can, just, play to our ability and, win these games, we could be sitting at potentially a playoff spot. So, I think, I'm excited to see this team because I feel like they're going to be really competitive. And, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Appreciate you jumping on here. This was the extended preview. We'll have more Giants videos on the channel, a little more shorter, compact previews as well. And I'm gonna do videos like, and you can do stuff like this on your channel. Check out Travis's channel too. Put a link in the description. But I'm gonna do 26-man roster predictions and all kind of stuff. So look for that here coming up soon. Anything else? Any other thoughts on the San Francisco Giants for the 2021 season?
I just want to say thank you again, Eric, so much for bringing me onto the channel. I had such a blast and. So thankful we're here for another season of Giants baseball. And to all the Giants fans out there, thank you again, everyone, for all the amazing support. You guys have been, again, you show everyone around baseball why you are the best fans in all of baseball. So let's keep bringing the energy this year. Let's show all the Dodger fans that everyone, calling us crazy for thinking the Giants are going to be competitive this year. Let's show them what we got, because we're going to have a good year. So let's do it.
All right, 100%.
Go Giants.
Let's do it. Go San Francisco Giants. Hopefully we can go to some games this year and say hello if you see me. So have a fantastic day. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, go over to SF Bay Area Sportstalk and hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button for his videos, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya!
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.